What is money? What is its purpose? Many believe it's the driving force in their life and everything revolves around it. But is it? This line of thinking leads to greed, which is considered one of the seven deadly sins. In this video, we're diving into the fundamentals of money. What is it really? Why we use it? And most importantly, how understanding its flow can transform our life planning. Let's take a trip through time. Imagine you're a chicken farmer in ancient times, and you need some grain. You've got a dozen fresh eggs, but the grain seller, he wants shoes. The shoemaker wants bread. The baker wants, well, you get the picture. This is called double coincidence of wants. You need to find someone who has what you want and wants what you have at the exact same time. It's like trying to solve a puzzle where the pieces keep changing. Now, if you're a Star Trek fan, you might remember the Ferengi concept of the great material continuum. The idea that everything flows from those who have to those that need. Without money, Nog needed to trade self-sealing stem bolts for land for a gravitation pulse generator, the generator for a holosuite program, and finally a program for the stabilizer. But that's not even counting all of the intermediate trades, like the captain's desk, the Cardassian yamak sauce, and many others. And then there's the separate mess when Jake wants to get his dad, Captain Sisko, a gift. He has to figure out how to get a Willie Mays rookie card through other completely different chain of barter trades. Two simple needs, dozens of complicated exchanges to get what everybody wanted. This is the reality of barter. It is the most basic form of trade and commerce. It works, but it's incredibly inefficient and complicated. Even in the fictional universe of Star Trek, they needed gold-pressed latinum and credits as currency to make the flow work smoothly for everyday transactions. This is exactly why human society shifted to intermediary items everyone can agree had some type of value. We started with things like shells, beads, precious metals. Then we created coins and paper money. Today we use things such as credit cards, gift cards, points, art, bonds, stock certificates, and even digital assets like cryptocurrency to help with our trades. Here's the key insight. Money isn't wealth itself. It's a tool that represents value and makes exchange possible. Now let's talk about money as it can relate to a river. Think of money in your life like water in a river system. Just as water flows from mountains to the sea, money flows through your life, from income sources to expenses to savings and investments. Your income, or how others may describe it, your cash flow, is like the mountain springs, the source that feeds your financial river. Your monthly expenses, they are like towns and farms along the riverbank that need water to function. But here's where most people make a mistake. They let all their water flow straight to the sea. When a drought comes, such as a job loss, a medical emergency, economic downturn, they have nothing stored up. Smart water management requires reservoirs. There are places along the river where water is stored during abundant times and released during dry spells. Your financial reservoirs are your emergency funds, savings accounts, investments, and even your retirement funds. But here's the crucial part. You don't want stagnant ponds. You want active reservoirs with controlled flow. Money, like water, needs to move and work to stay healthy and grow. When your money is invested wisely, it's like a river system that actually creates more water as it flows. The current might be gentle, 5, 7, maybe 10% growth per year. But over time, that steady flow compounds into something powerful. When it is not invested wisely, like hoarding it or stuffing it under a mattress, it actually loses its value due to inflation, which we'll talk about in another video. Just like a river that serves multiple purposes, money has three key functions in your life planning. The first is daily operations. Like irrigation channels, some of your money needs to handle daily and regular expenses, such as rent, food, transportation. This water flows constantly and is fairly predictable. The second is emergency power. Like a dam that generates power when you need it the most, your emergency funds provides financial energy during life storms. This should be easily accessible but separate from daily flow. The purpose of these emergency funds could be as simple as taking a emergency flight to visit a sick family member, or replacing an air conditioner, or even taking care of an emergency repair to your car. The third is future growth. Like a river that creates fertile deltas, over time, your investments spread and create new opportunities for wealth to grow. This water takes longer. Here's the secret successful people understand. Money, like water, is meant to flow, but flow with purpose. A river that dams up completely becomes stagnant. A river with no control floods and destroys. The goal isn't to hoard every drop or spend every drop. It's to create a system where money flows in, some flows out for necessities, some gets stored for security, and some gets channeled into growth opportunities. When you understand this flow, you start to ask better questions. Where should this money go to work for me, instead of what can I buy? You start thinking like an engineer, not someone standing by a riverbank waiting or wanting for what they think they deserve or they believe they're entitled to have for one reason or another. So how do you, as an engineer, manage and create a good financial river? For the purpose of this video, let's make it simple. About 50% of your income handles your daily irrigation or needs. This includes your rent or your mortgage, food, transportation, and other basic needs. 20% goes towards building your reservoir, your emergency fund first, then long-term savings. Another 20% flows towards investments, your future delta growth, and long-term retirement plans. And the last 10% is for your choices. Fun, learning, opportunities that come up, those once in a lifetime moments and memories, such as a random cruise or exploration of some exotic world. These percentages will change as your river grows and your landscape changes, but the principle remains: intentional flow management. There are even more complex methods to engineer how it flows, which includes leverage, collaboration, and arbitrage. But we'll discuss those in different ways in other videos. Before we wrap up, there's something important we need to address. Money is a way to bring both the best and the worst in people. As I mentioned earlier, the ancient concept of deadly sins warns us about greed, hoarding wealth like a blocked dam, and envy, constantly wanting what others have instead of managing our own flow. Here's the reality. When money is involved, people often show their true colors. Friendships can be strained, families can be fractured, and relationships can crumble, especially around inheritance and estate planning. I know this firsthand after both my parents passed away. My brother's behavior completely changed or further showed itself when it came to the estate. It got even worse after my mother's passing, where he developed a further sense of entitlement, expecting his share without contributing anything in return. Our mother wanted her passing to bring all of us together instead of his greed that took over. He wouldn't even help pay for her final expenses from the money she put aside and distributed to us to avoid going through probate for this purpose. We ended up having to hire multiple lawyers just to handle aspects of the estate matters. And even with them, because of his actions and his greed, retainers were blown through and costing more in other expenses besides these legal fees because of his sense that he needed to be paid first before any of us were handling our mother's estate and finishing everything off, claiming that he has been cheated out of his inheritance and money is being stolen from him. It has been a painful lesson in how money can reveal sides of people you never knew existed or hope would change for the better after a significant loss. But instead, it gets worse. We'll dive deeper into protecting your relationships and your legacy in future videos. But for now, remember, healthy money management isn't about numbers. It's about character. Don't let greed dam up your generosity, and don't let envy poison your ability to manage your own financial journey. In future videos, we'll explore specific tools like budgeting, investing, retirement planning, even the purpose of trusts, and establishing a company if and when the time is right. But they'll all make more sense now with this fundamental understanding of money. If this video helped you think differently about money, hit the like and subscribe button. Also share it with someone you feel can benefit from this information. There is lots to discuss about life planning, and not all will be financially related. Feel free to drop a question in the comment section, and see you in the next video.